And I've read it before, and when I first started working out, I'd say that this chapter is about the future of education in semiconductors. But now that I'm like 100 pages in, I'm not so sure. I also have some footnotes, so I'm gonna read those as I go. Generation health. Teachers then, just as other teachers then, and then just as teachers of others besides linguistics then, did that which was custom then, sat back at their desk nostalgically reading Philip K. Dick, Do You Dream of Electric Sheep 2? Or some other old sci-fi paperback while CBGB-12, some class or other, fed on UB Unit Number 1 characterization. Readily distributed, invisibly plugged semiconductors, apathetically fueled new minds. Largely unseen type A pedagogists driving new age gimmicks like the unheard of feed to think group bought and sold easily on the market, denied public details of what Generation Health wouldn't consider till their 30s, calculating to greater than the year 2115 at least. Sleek, nanoscopic, superatomic conductors fit into tiny kiosks portioned in the craniovertebral junction, so slick the thresholds, so seamless and advanced that by 12th grade, the students were locked, though kindergarten through 4th grade could be difficult. Still, in the year 2101, socialites charged with the little ones hadn't completely solved subduction. Notions of social capital nearly extinct miraculously, while moral capital traded freely despite so many oppositional trends, principally with off-the-cuff, hasty generational labels way out of hand. Greatest generation 1901 to 1924, silent generation 1925 to 1945, baby boomers 1946 to 1964, generation X 1965 to 1980, millennials 1981 to 1996, generation Z 1992 to 2012, generation Alpha 2013 to 2025, T generation 2026 to 2038, Wastelanders 2039 to 2042, Badlanders 2043 to 2057. Things got real bad when the takeover occurred. No Man's Landers 2058 to 2070, Wildernessers 2071 to 2085, and Generation Health 2086 to 2103. The generation of the day, Generation Health, deserved all the knowledge of old, particularly after Generation Wasteland through the tall end of the early part of Generation Wilderness, all of whom near completely fled cities, running the planet's economy into man-made, meaningless, technocratic startup, maundering enterprise, dominating pop culture buzzword bull crap. Now, as slow as time ticks, slowly, they learned they were perfectly nothing, contently inside everyday American dynamic dilemma. And where does it end? It doesn't. It won't. Not in anyone's lifetime anyway. Students fed for exactly 1 hour and 11 minutes. Unlike narrative tropes of old, neither engaged they were nor disengaged, neither content nor discontent. Meandering might be the best word. Serious wouldn't suffice. All of them dedicated, all of them perfect, all American every day, all stellar at least one athletic endeavor, all leaders, all machine-like, all of them had the stats. Sure, they were all dolls, so then what set them apart? Well, apparently, we all feared an elite system of poison ivy determined to take the dumb ones who weren't admitted or who approached another phase of existence for college, the new buzzword for education, words, words, words. Shameless Hamlet reference. That were familiar or commonly used buzzwords had been commonly erased from the current vernacular. Now they just existed willingly to do what they said, they being parents, teachers, etc. There was no questioning, no misbehaving, none of that. They were what they were, which was what they wanted them to be. Those who were accepted were, well, those were the exceptions, the natural elite, they were subducted into the hierarchy, and they were those who, well into adulthood and through to eternal legacy, would be remembered by the said world. But not only would hierarchy be well remembered, their faction had claimed the control of the Badlanders won in the elite war of 2057. So then you were either in or out. No between or societal variation was there at all. Once you joined, no one knew where the accepted went. And those who fell into the poison ivy, they lived just to be entertained, as it was freely provided by the culture. No work needed done, just relax, just enjoy the show. School let out at sound of siren, where students moved steadily in a line on a conveyor belt. They fell almost one by one onto the neatly manicured school grounds. There were no stairs or concrete. Everything was soft, everything musty, everything fake. The sod so green it burned the eyes. Fake wasn't a word used then in the surreal lexicon, the new age of language, but it was everything. Everything wasn't real, or at least everything wasn't chemically compounded that way. They all made their way out, the whole lot of them together, the mass of positive, negative existence. The future of being caught on the wrong side of the sod was tumultuous and frankly detrimental to their existence and could send shockwaves through the being. Rose saw Jade and moved to them. Jade then said, "For where do we go? Do we go to the concert or the circus or something other? What shall we do, Rose? I have a minute. For where shall we go?" "We shall go where you want," Rose said, "for there is much to do." "Well, there is so much to do, I just don't know." "Well, just look. You know you'll find something." The concert wasn't just a concert of old. It was of the whole world. The entire environment was a complete experience. The setting, when you were in progress, before you were changed to declined or complete. In other words, when you were young. The world was as it always should be, as it always should have been. It was unbelievably fun and carefree. The wasteland is what they called it, youth. The name wasteland sustained through generations of old, because being a wastelander was like being a descendant of a far distant, scarcely conversed beach, and sure, there were comparable others, like it was just in your blood or it wasn't. It is what it is, as old as decades, they used to say. So you just move to the beat. Rose and Jade, hand in hand, happy as could be, shook down Shakedown Street, forever happy, shaking down where mood didn't matter, where you just came, where you went, as you were, where art thou? Yes, yes, yes. There were live concerts, yes, marvelous musicians playing, there were sky screens, plentifully playing shows about the lane, there were enticing robot-attended arcades, then there was life. Captivating all the pretty entertainment was the beauty of it, entrancing, completely moving, seamless, well thought through, but then what was entertainment really then? Nothing but a whole lot of finger food. Life was good, modeled the new, posted somewhere nearly once a quarter-mile arc. It was an unnatural URL existence, one big fictional escape room. "The juice bar over yonder," Jade yelled, pointing, again for the 157th time, the same 7 syllables. I see, like always, it feels far, so far away." The minute they whisked inside, the lumens clicked, highlighting Jade's pallor, emphasizing Rose's inkjet set for kicks and giggles. They hunched like arches over the golden timber juice bar, where orange plastic cups instantly fell through pneumatic drop-down ceiling tubes pre-filled with juice and slabbed with a plastic film that all but fell off at their delicate touch. While they sipped silently, a thin snake-like wire snuck almost unnoticed into their atlas ports. It was a feeder, a trade-off. No money needed for everyday things, just space. Eyes rolled back into heads, all just part of the daily rigmarole. "Do you feel anything?" Rose hissed. "Never. You?" "No, never." "Look, there, the window, fire." Rose called, "Oh, look, a rainbow." but it's nighttime. Is that a rainbow? Really? It's gravity. It's just a sick novel, just another equation we must figure. Nonetheless, looks like rainbow from here. I guess you're right, though. Better be safe. Let's take cover. No. And it was bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Out of sight. But then the inflamed artery of adrenochrome bellowed in their brains, and Jade and Rose, two of us, commandeered by funneled tax dollars, inept at entertainment, but nonetheless freaking entertaining, both stood, not brainless, doe-eyed, superficially as yellow Googleplexian avalanche about to fall again, just another freaking day. If Pynchon hadn't only dreamed it one day, no one wouldn't have been surprised by now, and now, by and by, daily, this was freaky clockwork, regular as quantum chemistry, understandable as everyday electronics, as archaic as fossils. Drops were anticipated. That's it. That's the buzzword they gave them, and we all said it. Drops. Just drops. So electromagnetic it was, so holy Joe, so unforeign to the same degree of humanness that they all knew. They all knew that the sky's tears would fall, would eventually drip through and flood them back to the beginning and drown them back to the end. Thank you.
All right, Daniel. Next up, I think we got like a